Welcome back, people. It's the Now Morning Show here on TTT. And of course, we like to look at those things that affect our lives, sometimes in ways that you could not even imagine. Well, this morning we're going to be talking about a blood disorder. We're talking about Thalassemia, World Thalassemia Day, which is celebrated on the 8th of March, 8th of May this year. So we're going to be speaking with Chanel Maraj, who is a member and secretary of the Society for Inherited and Severe Blood Disorders of Trinidad and Tobago, as well as Jason Braffett. Braffett, that's how you pronounce it, or Brathwaite? Jason?
Braffett.
Braffett. All right, so I got it correct the first time. And he is also a member of the Society of Inherited and Severe Blood Disorders. Good morning to you, Chanel and Jason.
Yes, thanks for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. So talk to us about what thalassemia disorder is. Chanel.
Okay, so thalassemia, it's an inherited blood disorder characterized by the formation of an abnormal form of hemoglobin. This now causes deficiency in the red blood cells. So as a result, the human body, it does not naturally produce the required level of blood to sustain life. And this, of course, makes him or her, the patient, transfusion dependent. So it is a disorder that is passed from parent to child through genetics.
So, Jason, is it that these people are always anemic, severely anemic?
Yes, Natalie, that's correct.
So talk to us about that. What are the effects of being severely anemic as a result of having thalassemia disorder?
Okay, so one of the main characteristics is, obviously, as Chanel mentioned, is the very low levels of your blood count, as what people would usually say. It also affects the hemoglobin, the HB.
Yeah.
And that part of your body is responsible for distributing oxygen throughout your body. So persons with thalassemia would have, obviously, they'll get tired very quickly. And with the lack of blood in your body, you also have growth deficiencies, which leads to other things, including your bone structures. They would usually get deformed and so on. So there are a lot of complications with the condition if not treated properly.
No, so this is definitely a serious disorder that we're talking about, because if you're talking about, the lack of growth or underdevelopment or even, bone disorders, then this is serious. But you spoke earlier, Chanel, about, blood transfusions. Is it that somebody with a thalassemia disorder has to always have blood transfusions, and if so, how often?
Most certainly, yes. Patients, they normally receive at least 1 to 2 pints of blood every 3 to 4 weeks.
Wow.
In order to maintain their HB level at 10 or above. So it's definitely needed on a regular basis.
Yes.
And what are the implications, though, of having these blood transfusions? Because I know that having constant blood transfusions can somehow affect you internally and change how your body, how your antibodies react to things. And so what are the concerns there?
Right. So there are a lot of complications with having a blood transfusion. Well, start from the basic. You can, although there's screening, you can still get HIV. You can get hepatitis, and with increased blood transfusions, you have an infusion of iron into your body, which causes iron overload. Iron deposits in your organs, your heart. You have kidney, so people could develop renal failure. So there's a wide range of complications that would happen to patients. And obviously, persons with thalassemia, their life expectancy is probably about 30 years on average globally.
Even with the blood transfusions?
Yes, because of these complications. So, you have a wide range of specialists that you would have to be surrounded by to ensure that your life is extended. And a lot of medication daily. You need iron chelation to remove that excess iron on a daily basis. And this is for life. So it's not something that goes away. So that's how serious the condition is.
Now, this is definitely sounding critical. So it's like if you have the condition, if you don't get the transfusions, you die. But if you get the transfusion, there's still a shortening of life expectancy. And there are complications surrounding whether you have the transfusion, yes or no. So mentally, how do you all cope with having this condition?
Definitely a strong support system is necessary. And I'm thankful for that. And of course, your faith in God, that really, helps me to get through the day and, to go about life and to still be able to be motivated to achieve all that I want. So, it's definitely important to have a circle of people whom you can depend on and, for support. So.
How do you all function day by day? Because I think it's important for people to hear this, to understand that, your life and how you may have to do things may not be the same as somebody else's. How do you go through the day?
Well, Natalie, I must say, I have the trait, my wife as well, but our daughter has the severe form of this condition, which is as a result of two people who have the trait. When you make children, this is the chance, that you can have a child with the severe form. And what we try to do with our daughter, who's going to be 9, we try to allow her to live as normal life as possible, and not allow the condition to define her. And thus far, she's been doing well in school, despite having to have a lot of disruption for hospitalization and to get blood transfusions on a monthly basis. But all in all, it's just really, as Chanel said, you really have to have that strong support system.
Yeah.
And, my wife and I really try to be there for our daughter, Joanna.
Well, Jason, what you're saying to me now is that when we're getting into relationships now, we're going to have to be doing some serious screening. Because,
yes.
I say it, lightly, but the reality is that a lot of times when we're getting into relationships, we really don't think about these things because we're not programmed to think about, okay, if I have sickle cell or if I have thalassemia or whatever it might be, if I have somebody else with that, what does it mean if we have children? You know what I mean? So I think it's really a serious concern that, looking at these things, because as much as you don't mind having it and your wife doesn't mind having it, I know that is not what you'd have wanted for your child, because the struggle.
We did not know before having children that this was actually in us. And in Trinidad, it's estimated that 1 in every 15 persons have the trait.
Wow. That's a high ratio.
Most people, a lot of people, when you ask them, they don't even know about the condition. So a lot of awareness is needed. And we've started, the society has partnered with the ministry to get newborn screening done. But there are a lot of, hesitancy with mothers wanting to, and it's just a simple stick of the bottom of the baby's feet at birth, and they take a small blood sample, just like how you would probably test for your sugar levels, something similar in nature, and then you get a full readout and know the status of your child.
Yeah.
So newborn screening is very important. So we at this society, that's what we try to do: education and advocacy for patients and the better care. And obviously, there's a cure for this condition, but it's not done in Trinidad. The procedure is a bone marrow transplant. So access for our patients to get that through the funding and help, obviously, because it costs.
Yeah.
Some assistance from the government and those agencies would definitely help in reducing the number of persons that battle with this condition.
And then we have also the situation in Trinidad and Tobago where donorship, blood drives and stuff seem to be very low, very depressed these days. So how difficult has it been, Chanel, to get that kind of support during this time, during the COVID pandemic?
Yeah, it's definitely been a challenge to obtain, blood on a frequent basis at least, because it's every month we require a pint or two to sustain life. So, our mission has always been to encourage persons to donate on a voluntary, non-remunerated basis, so that we can attempt to improve the situation in our national blood pool. So, as long as persons are in general good health, we definitely encourage that you become a voluntary registered blood donor.
So I see you all are having a blood drive for World Thalassemia Day, the 8th of May at UWI. Talk to us about that and tell people how they can get involved.
Yes, we'll be partnering with the UWI Blood Donor Foundation to host a blood drive at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex on May 8th. Persons can contact the numbers, the society's numbers at 288-0877 or 272-5404, or you can visit the Facebook pages at sisbdtt.com, to find out more information on the blood drive.
Well, I really hope it's a success. I realize now, and you all just taught me something about thalassemia, because sometimes you think you know, you don't realize just how intricate and difficult and challenging these things are. So I do wish you both the best, and to the society, and we here at TTT will be more than happy to help you with the advocacy and getting the information out there.
We really appreciate the opportunity.
Yes. Thank you to talking there to Jason Braffett and Chanel Maraj. They are members of the Society of Inherited and Severe Blood Disorders of Trinidad and Tobago. Please contact them 288-0877 or 272-5404. They're having a blood drive this the 8th of May. The 8th of May at UWI. So please check them out on their Facebook page, SISBDTT, so that you can get some more information and go donate if you can. All right? Break. We take a break.
Someone in heaven must be painting. Yeah.